Proposed social workers profession bill to be tabled in the cabinet. MRT tender bidding model to be applied to major projects. A very good evening. Thanks for joining us. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said that the proposed social workers profession bill to improve the effectiveness of professional welfare service delivery to the people will be tabled in the cabinet within a month's time. He said the bill, which was in the midst of a final review, is crucial as the country prepares to face old age status by year 2030, when the population aged 60 and above reaches 15% out of the total population in Malaysia. Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid, who is also Home Minister, said the bill will take some time before it is tabled in the cabinet following some technicalities from the legal aspect. Meanwhile, he also said that Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak has informed that a dialogue session will be held soon to discuss and find ways to deal with the social ills that were increasingly worsening in Malaysia.
Oleh demikian, saya ingin menyarankan supaya suatu rang undang-undang profesion kerja sosial dapat dibentangkan di Parlimen supaya apa yang akan dirancangkan untuk mengambil kepedulian secara komprehensif terhadap aspek kebajikan kepada mereka yang harus dibantu ini akan dapat diterjemahkan dalam bentuk komitmen perundangan.
He was speaking in a press conference after opening the National Welfare Month 2017, organised by the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development at the Bangi Industrial Training and Rehabilitation Centre in Selangor. The two Royal Malaysian Navy or TLDM personnel who died on Friday in the detention centre in Sungai Wangi, Setiawan were in good health before undergoing training. TLDM Chief Admiral Tan Sri Ahmad Kamaruzzaman Ahmad Badaruddin confirmed this following a health report on both victims, Nik Muhammad Baihaki Nikmat and Muhammad Lailatuliman Muhammad Shukri. Tan Sri Ahmad Kamaruzzaman stressed that the SOP included health checks on personnel before they were held at the detention centre. He said the TLDM will look at all aspects of the SOP and its validity, while the police will conduct investigation to see if there was any criminal elements in the incident.
Saya memandang serius isu ini apabila berlaku dan tidak akan melindungi anggota jika didapati bersalah. Keadilan perlu ditegakkan kepada mangsa. Saya akan pastikan anggota yang bersabit kesalahan, sekiranya bersabit kesalahan, diketengahkan untuk tindakan undang-undang.
Tan Sri Ahmad Kamaruzzaman added that the TLDM will be responsible for the welfare of both the victims' families. On Friday, Nik Muhammad Baihaki and Muhammad Lailatuliman complained of exhaustion after undergoing physical training and were pronounced dead after receiving treatment at the detention unit. Meanwhile, the Defence Ministry will give their full cooperation to the police to investigate the death of the two TLDM personnel. Speaking in Jitra, Kedah, Deputy Defence Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Johari Baharum said the ministry wants the investigation to be transparent and asked that all parties do not make any speculations on the incident.
So sekarang ni kita menyerah perkara ini kepada polis. Jadi kita minta supaya orang ramai jangan buat spekulasi lah. Kita biar polis buat siasatan. Dan kita di BINDEF kita akan memberi kerjasama yang sepenuhnya kepada pihak polis untuk membuat siasatan ini.
Now, the government is committed to cooperating with the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, or MACC, in combating corruption so that Malaysia's ranking, including in terms of transparency and competitiveness, improves. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak said Malaysia will be more successful, highly regarded and more respected, and be at the forefront as envisaged the National Transformation 2050 vision if corruption can be successfully curbed and combated.
Alhamdulillah, saya yakin bahawa angka tersebut boleh diperbaiki lagi pada masa-masa yang akan datang dengan apa usaha-usaha yang sedang dilakukan oleh SPRM dalam yang disebut era baru ini dan juga langkah-langkah yang saya telah sebut antaranya bila ada sistem procurement dan sebagainya.
He said this during the opening of the new MACC headquarters in Putrajaya today. The new complex is the biggest anti-corruption complex in the world and complete with all the necessary facilities. Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department, or JBPM, will complete the inspection of all religious schools across the country by the third week of October. Deputy Director General of JBPM, Dato' Amir Yusof, said that so far, a total of 702 religious schools across the country have already been examined. As of now, JBPM has identified an overall total of 2,428 religious schools comprising of various types of schools that have to undergo inspections.
Kita juga perlu kerjasama masyarakat untuk melaporkan mungkin ada tafiz-tafiz yang tidak berdaftar supaya mudah kita melaksanakan pemeriksaan dan kita memberi memberi tindak-tindak kebenaran yang patut mereka patuhi. Jadi kita harap sama sepenuhnya daripada seluruh masyarakat
Dato' Amir Yusof said inspection will be performed on all registered Islamic schools as well as any other school of Islamic studies which were not registered in the state. Now, the inspections will focus on the availability of emergency routes, fire extinguishers and exit routes in case of an emergency. He was met by reporters after the handing over of house keys event of the home reconstruction project under the National Blue Ocean Strategy in Kampung Paya Luas in Temerloh, Pahang. The Upper Secondary School Industry Apprenticeship, or PIMA, is expected to be expanded to 300 schools across Malaysia by next year. Currently, only one school has implemented PIMA, which is Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Bukit Rahman Putra Sungai Buloh in Selangor, involving 25 male and female students. Education Minister Datuk Sri Mazze Khalid said that PIMA involves the Form 4 and Form 5 students who are interested in skill-based learning sessions. Through the program, students will participate in 2 days of learning at school while 3 other days consist of industrial training. Certificates will be given to the students after the school year ends.
Tapi kita extend tu kawasan kita kena cari sekolah yang radius dia tak jauh dengan industri. Sedang identify daripada banyak kita cuba dapatkan. Normally 20-25 orang macam tu lah. Bukan nak ambil satu sekolah.
He was speaking after launching the Johor Bahru District Education Office in Johor. When asked to comment on the schools identified as hotspots, Dato' Sri Mazze said that not all of the students are problematic. However, constant monitoring by the teachers, district education officers and police will be done in the schools. Meanwhile, Dato' Sri Mazze said the ministry supports the call of Permaisuri Johor Raja Zarith Sofia Sultan Idris Shah to make concerted efforts to create more opportunities for young people to study the English language and take their place on the world stage. Speaking to reporters today, Dato' Sri Mazze said currently there are many programs being implemented that have enabled students to achieve the C2 level of Common European Framework of Reference, or CEFR for languages.
C2 ni kira the best lah, dia punya English punya fluence tu, conversation ni macam native lah. Kebanyakan dapat C1 lah. Kalau teachers ni boleh dapat up to the benchmark C1 dalam conversation in English dan consider dia boleh mengajar dengan baik.
In a statement which was released by the Royal Press Office in Johor Bahru, Johor today, Raja Zarith Sofia said serious and urgent intervention was needed because of the dramatic and drastic decline in the proficiency of both written and spoken English amongst younger Malaysians in general. She added that English teachers, non-governmental organizations and corporate entities should band together to take proactive action. A man pleaded not guilty at the Goa Musang Magistrates Court to a reckless driving charge which led to a grisly car-lorry collision that resulted in the death of a family recently. Now, the accused, Ismail Muhammad Zain, 31, who was the driver of the lorry, allegedly committed the offence at kilometre 52, Jalan Gua Musang, Kuala Krai on September the 29th. The accident caused the death of Zainuddin Anwar, 30, and his family, which were his wife, Raizu Amira Daud, 31, their daughter, Nur Anisa Sofia, 2, and their 13-year-old son, Zayan Nazarel. The accused was charged under Section 41, subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987, which upon conviction brings a maximum of 10 years jail sentence and a fine of up to 20,000 ringgit. Deputy Public Prosecutor Muhammad Wafi Ismail offered a 15,000 ringgit bail with one surety. Magistrate Muhammad Rosli Muhammad Nawi later allowed a bail of 10,000 ringgit, which the accused paid for. 3 suspects who were amongst 30 individuals on the Terengganu Police wanted list released last week have surrendered to the authorities. All 3 were wanted in connection with cases in Kemaman, Besut and Kuala Terengganu. In a media briefing today, State CID Chief ACP Fazli Sham Abdul Majid said the quick response from the public as soon as the list was released was a positive development.
Saya seru pada mereka ini agar menyerah diri kepada pihak polis dan masyarakat juga. Saya seru agar memberi bantuan, memberi maklumat agar siasatan dapat dilengkapkan. Media kerana hadir pada hari ini.
Those in the list was amongst the 626 individuals wanted by the police since the beginning of the year. 34 of the individuals were wanted in connection with a case in Besut. All of them were wanted for investigations involving rape cases plus assault causing serious injuries. Now, a total of 21 men, including 3 foreigners believed to be Singaporeans, were detained by the Johor Islamic Religious Department after being suspected of organizing an event in connection with Shia teachings last night. The raid was carried out by the Enforcement Division and the Royal Malaysia Police at about 10 p.m. at a house in Ulu Tiram in Johor Bahru after 3 months of intelligence report. The director, Amran A. Rahman, said printed documents such as magazines and books as well as banners on Shia teachings were confiscated from the premises. Those detained aged between 21 and 65 committed the offence under Section 9 of the Johor Sharia Criminal Offences Enactment 1997 for contempt or defiance of religious authorities. Upon conviction, they were each liable to a fine of 3,000 ringgit or a prison sentence of up to 2 years or both. All suspects were brought to the Johor Islamic Religious Department Enforcement Division for interrogation. Tawau Immigration Department today disclosed that 15 illegal immigrants were picked up in an entertainment centre in Bandan Sabindo in Tawau, Sabah during the Immigration Department's Operation Ikra yesterday. Tawau Immigration Chief Nuraini Rasi said the illegals consisted of 5 men and 2 women from Indonesia, whereas the remaining 8 women were Filipinos. The detainees, aged between 23 and 60 years, did not have valid travel documents and are being investigated under Section 6, Subsection 1, Subsection C of the Immigration Act 1959-1963 and Regulation 39, Subsection B. According to Noraini, a total of 27 individuals consisting of 17 men and 10 women were checked for valid travel documents during the operation. The authorities also confiscated the entertainment centre's business license, public house license and liquor license. Noraini also appealed to the public to inform the Immigration Department should they find any illegal immigrant hiding within their communities. A new bridge in Kampung Beruang Sepah Benut Pontian will be built to replace the old bridge which had previously collapsed. Johor State Exco for Work, Rural and Regional Development Committee, Datuk Hasni Mohamad, said the bridge is worth 1.6 million ringgit with a new and modern design.
Peringkat perolehan dilaksanakan, saya dipahamkan semua itu dah lengkap, dah siap. Tinggal di peringkat hujung, di peringkat akhir untuk melantik kontraktor. Jadi saya percaya dalam tempoh sebulan ini kontraktor akan dilantik dan kerja-kerja pembinaan jambatan baru akan dimulakan.
Dato' Hasni also added that the Public Works Department, or JKR, has also expanded alternative ways to help residents carry out their daily activities. The Johor Exco also, the Bernut Assemblyman was speaking after officiating the closing ceremony of the Leadership Mind Transformation Program with the Orang Asli community and Carnival Diduwanu in Bernut. Back in January, the 41-year-old bridge had collapsed due to strong currents. The bridge connects the residents of Mukim Sungai Pingan and Mukim Bernut, involving Kampung Parit Lapis Sayang, Parit Sayang, Kampung Baru Lapis Sayang, and Kampung Baru Orang Asli Bernut. Coming up, 26 food premises in Terengganu now halal certified. Stay with us for the story. On to the business front. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Najib Tun Razak said the model of the Mass Rapid Transit, or MRT, Sungai Buloh Kajang tender bidding will be adopted for the country's future iconic projects. He explained that the major projects should be assessed professionally in terms of costs and technical aspects based on the said model.
Saya nak beritahu bahawa dalam menentukan pemberian tender itu, jawatankuasa tender yang saya fungsikan dengan beberapa anggota yang lain, kami tidak mengetahui siapa yang nama syarikat sebenarnya, cuma diberi kod saja, PT2, PT3, dan bila sudah diputuskan siapa dapat kontrak, barulah ketua eksekutif bawa surat pada saya. Macamlah Academy Award tu, saya buka surat tu baru saya tahu.
Speaking at the opening of the new Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission headquarters complex in Putrajaya today, the Premier noted that the MRT has been successfully completed on schedule and within the budget without any problems and scandals. "26 premises, including hotels and restaurants throughout Terengganu, have obtained the halal certificate. This was confirmed by the State Religious Affairs Department following inspections and monitoring of the premises. According to State Exco Ghazali Taib, the number saw an increase compared to 17 premises awarded last year. The hotels and resorts were awarded the halal certificate because they complied with the standards, terms and procedures set by the department. Amongst the aspects to be considered for the certificate were using only halal ingredients, and the operations must always ensure a clean kitchen, utensils and observe hygiene and quality when handling food. Amongst those awarded the halal certificate this year was Redang Mutiara Beach Resort.
Oleh itu, bagi resort yang mempunyai sijil halal ini, dia boleh meraih golongan-golongan yang berpendapatan tinggi di kalangan orang-orang Islam di seluruh dunia yang mula melihat pelancongan adalah satu kaedah terbaik untuk mereka merilis ataupun escapism kehidupan harian mereka. Jadi dia akan mencari destinasi yang menarik, cantik dan mempunyai sumber halal dari segi pemakanan.
He said this after awarding the certificate to the resort in Pulau Redang. In our top story, proposed social workers profession bill to be tabled in Cabinet within a month's time. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more updates. I'm Adrian Seat. Stay tuned to TV2. Good night. Thanks for watching.